Well, there's two categories of people. For example, there are those people that are on the cusp of splitting up, and now it's Christmas. So a lot of those people, for example, put things on hold, put the discussions on hold, put the fights on hold in order to, to show a good face through the holidays. People are very child-focused, and they don't want their children to lose the festivity of the time of the year by seeing their parents not being able to communicate or talk to one another. And also, people typically see a lot of relatives over the Christmas holidays. People are off work, there are get-togethers with other family members. So we see that category of people putting things on hold until January, and then we hear a lot of phone calls and a lot of requests for assistance come the new year, because now the holidays are over, we're back to business, our marriage is failing, and we need assistance. So we see a lot of activity in January. Now, for those people in the other category that actually already split up, people, for example, that the children have two homes, mom lives in one place, dad lives in another home, that's where we hear a lot of calls into the beginning of December, because people thought, or maybe even didn't think about Christmas, and then the beginning of December comes, and they think, okay, I want to do this with the kids, and then they didn't realize that the other parent wants to do something different, and they can't agree, and then the lawyer gets a call, and then in some cases we actually have to go in front of a judge on an emergency basis just to rectify what's going to happen over the Christmas break.
And it really ruins it for the children because they're the victims in the situation.
And different judges have different perspectives. Some judges I've heard say, children don't know what day of the month it is, whether you told them we're going to celebrate Christmas on the 22nd or the 27th. They don't really care. They're off school. They just want time with each parent, and they want to get presents. So some judges say it doesn't really matter what day of the month it is, and so if the typical access schedule is every other weekend, and this year every other weekend, would actually cause the children to be with one parent and not with the other parent. It doesn't allow an even split because this year the Christmas holiday is directly on a weekend. So in that case, some judges say, let the kids stay with whatever parent they normally would have seen that weekend if you had a normal week-on, week-off rotation. And some parents say, well, no. So, excuse me, some judges will say, no. Christmas is a very special time of the year. It goes on for more than an hour or a half a day. Christmas starts on Christmas Eve, and it goes through to Christmas Day, and then there's Boxing Day. So let's section off Christmas Eve for one parent, Christmas Day for the other. And in some people that have actually planned this very well in advance after they split up, you would have agreements and court orders that actually very clearly set out a schedule that allows each parent to enjoy one eve, one day on alternating years. So we would use language like on odd-numbered years, Dad would have the children on Christmas Eve from, say, 10 in the morning until Christmas Day at 10 in the morning, and Mom would have the children on those even-numbered years on Christmas Day from 10 till Boxing Day at noon, and then the holidays would be split up somehow. So these are people that actually gave this a lot of thought following their separation and set out a very clear schedule so that you knew if it was an odd-numbered year like 05, this is the schedule. If it's an even-numbered year like 06, such and such would be the schedule. We only hear, as lawyers and as judges, we only hear the ones that cannot agree. The lion's share of families, after they split up, work things out. But there are those cases that they don't, and those end up coming into our hands where we have to use the legal processes to assist people. And don't also forget that when people split up, not only does the couple split up, but the family split up as well. So if they used to fight while they were married about, oh, do we have to go to Aunt Sue's again this Christmas? Now, the person that isn't related to Aunt Sue definitely does not want to go to Aunt Sue, and there's not going to be any negotiation on that topic. Neither will they go to Aunt Sue, nor will the children go to Aunt Sue. And so people become a bit more polarized after separation, and what may have been before a compromise on how to split the time with the various families may not necessarily be such a compromising experience this year.